So people always want to know, how can you do green building on a normal budget? And I think there's this perception that green building always costs more. And of course, it was rooted in fact many years ago, but it's no longer the case. And what we're finding now is that you can do deep green buildings for very reasonable budgets, including net zero energy. And of course, over the long term, they have a great payback and make for a great investment. So the math is really changing fast, and we're very excited about what we can do within a reasonable university budget to really, create a whole new paradigm. So I've only been working with Western for a short time, but what I have found is that they are an interesting juxtaposition of being big enough to really be doing world-leading work in all sorts of different categories, but small enough that they're still nimble and entrepreneurial and do things in a non-bureaucratic way. And so it's been very exciting to work with the university on envisioning this amazing new project that is going to break new barriers for the university, and to do it here at Western as the greenest building in the entire region for higher ed is incredibly exciting. So when I think about the programs within the building, computer science, electrical engineering, and a focus on energy studies, it's really the perfect integration of our performance goals and the idea of doing this incredibly green net zero energy building and what's going to be learned inside. The faculty and the students studying inside are in essence working on the very future problems that we need to solve within a building that demonstrates the kind of leadership that we need now. And this is, again, very exciting. Well, if anyone's been paying attention this summer with the extended smoke season that we've been having and the disruptions that we're now seeing with climate change, it's clear that we can no longer wait to create change. It's clear that we have to make bigger steps now, and people often get stuck in this idea of incrementalism where they want to make small changes. And what we're seeing is that there's a need for much bolder, bigger action, and that's what's happening at Western. This facility is going to be a game changer for the campus, for the community, for the region, to show what's possible around climate, around high performance design, and around education. What I really want to share about this project is that this is actually going to be the greenest higher education building in the state of Washington when we finish it. In fact, it's going to be one of the greenest not only in this region, but in the entire country. And people are going to be looking to Western Washington University for leadership and for exciting things to come on the entire campus. When I think about the role of universities and higher education around leadership, it's really important that students have an opportunity to see where the future is leading. And the idea of students coming to a building that represents a better carbon future, that represents a healthier outcome, is really important, so that they understand when they graduate, when they head out in their careers, that this is possible, that they can push their companies, they can push their own homes to be very different. And it starts with what they learn in school. When I think about the type of students that are going to be in Kaiser Borsari Hall, the computer scientists, the electrical engineers, the students focused on energy, I think it's an incredible merger of what they're going to be learning as the future of energy, the future of integration of technology with building science, and what better way for them to learn by being in a building that demonstrates the current cutting-edge thinking. This building will have solar panels on the roof that generate all the energy of the building without any fossil fuel use. This building will be an intelligent, smart building that will actually adapt to the outside conditions, maintaining great inside conditions for the students. It's going to be built with local sustainably harvested wood that will be beautiful and inspiring to be around, but also having a lower embodied carbon footprint. And all of these things come together in an academic setting that is going to help them be better students and better learners and go out into the world knowing that they can make a difference just like Western Washington has on their lives. So when I think about this moment in time that we're at, with climate change. Climate change used to be something that was this way off thing in the future, and it was hard for people to get their heads around. But now we're seeing the effects of climate change all around us. Every summer, fire season in the West is getting worse and worse. We're having more extreme weather events. We're seeing signs of ocean acidification all over the globe, and it's becoming very real. And so now is the time to make huge strides in our infrastructure, in our buildings, and our built environment. And that's what this project is really representing. We're moving away from fossil fuels. This building will have no need for natural gas. It's a fully decarbonized, electrified building that will be run by the sun. And that's a very exciting vision of the future. I often get asked what I mean when I talk about deep green buildings. And I'm kind of making a bit of a joke that we don't need light green buildings anymore. There's too much greenwash out in the world where people are doing token things to make the world a little bit less bad. And what we need now is not a little bit less bad. What we need is truly good. We need buildings that go way beyond the kind of paradigm that they're currently operating under. And that's what I mean about deep green. Better for the environment in all ways. Energy use, water use, material use, resource use, impacts to human health, impacts to soil, air, water. That's what we're going to be doing at Western Washington University.